Class 10. Now let's continue that class 9. Fine. Before that we read that Portia came disguised as a lawyer into the court. Sherlock was not ready to accept the money. He wanted his penalty mentioned in the bond. Portia said yes, he can have his penalty. Then he asked Antonio, does he want to say anything? Antonio just said, and he told Bassanio, just praise me to your wife. Tell your wife about me and let her be judged whether I love you really or not. So Bassanio says, Antonio, I am married to a wife which is as dear to me as life itself. But life itself, my wife, and all the world are not with me esteemed above thy life. I would lose all, sacrifice them all here to this devil to deliver you. So Bassanio said, Antonio, I am married to a wife. Antonio, I am married to a wife who is as dear to me as my life. But my life itself, my wife, and all the world and whole of this world are not valued by me more than you. I would lose all, sacrifice them all here to this devil to deliver you. I would readily give up all these things, my life, my wife, and everything in the whole world. I would readily give up all these things. Yes, I will sacrifice all these things and give them to this devil, the Jew, to save you from him. So Portia, she listened to this. She didn't like Bassanio's remark, but she couldn't reveal her identity. She said, your wife would give you a little thanks for that if she were by to hear you make this offer. She said to Bassanio, your wife would hardly give you any thanks if she were somewhere nearby to hear you making this offer. If your wife would be nearby and listen to you making this offer, she would not be happy. Then Gratiano, I have a wife whom I protest I love. I would she were in heaven so she could entreat some power to change this discouraged Jew. So Gratiano said, I too have a wife, and I strongly assert, I strongly say that I love her. I would she were in heaven, but I would not die. I wish she were dead and go to heaven. Clear? So that she can entreat some power, so that she can appeal to some god there to bring about some change in the attitude of this courage Jew, of this degraded Jews. I wish that my wife were dead and go to heaven and pray some god to let this Jew change his mind. Nerissa, it is well you offer it behind her back. The wish would make else an unquiet house. Nerissa, she didn't like it. She said, it is good that you are making this offer in your wife's absence, because the wish would make else an unquiet house, because if she were come to know about it, she would feel very annoyed with you, and your domestic life would then lose its peace. This offer that you made, that can give you an unquiet house. It can cause a quarrel in your house if your wife listen. Shylock, these be the Christian husbands. I have a daughter. Would any of the stock of Barbers had been her husband rather than a Christian? Aside, we trifle time, I pray thee pursue sentence. Now he said, these be the Christian husband. Shylock said, oh, speaking to himself privately, he said, these are the Christian husbands. Clear? Who hardly have any affections for their wife, who do not have a true affections for their wife. These are the Christian husbands. When he listened these offers made by Bassanio and Gratiano, then he said, these are the Christian husbands, hardly have any true affections for their wives. I have a daughter. I have a daughter. Would any of the stocks of Barbarus had been her husband rather than a Christian? And I wish that some descendants of the Baburs, okay, Baburs was a notorious criminal, okay, and Pilate, who was the king of the Jew, he asked the Jewish people, he asked the mob whom he should free, Jesus Christ or Barabbas. The people, the mob said, Barabbas be set free and Christ be crucified. So he said, I wish, okay, I have a daughter, and I wish that some successor of Barabbas, the Jew, had been her husband rather than a Christian. Then he said, so what does Shylock mean? Said that I would prefer a Jewish husband for my daughter, even if he were a thief, to a Christian husband who would never love their wife faithfully. Then he said, be trifle time, I pray thee, pursue sentence. Then he is speaking to the court. He is now he is speaking to the court. So we are just wasting time. I entreat you, proceed with the case and pronounce your judgment. Portia, a pound of that same merchant's flesh is thine. The court awards it, and the law doth give it. So Portia announced her judgment. So the pound of the flesh of this merchant, it belongs to you. The court awarded to you, and the law permits the what? Shylock, most rightful judge. Shylock is happy. He's praising. So you are the most honest. You are the strictly honest judge. Portia, and you must cut this flesh from off his breast. The law allows it, and the court awards it. And you must cut this flesh from his body, from his breast. The law permits you to do so, and the court awards it to you. Shylock, most learned judge, a sentence, come, prepare. Shylock, extremely happy. So you are a most learned judge. You have delivered a true judgment. Come, prepare. Then he tells Antonio, come, be prepared. Get ready. Portia, tarry a little. Tarry means wait. It's not wait a little. There is something else which must be pointed out. This bond doth give thee here no jot of blood. So this bond does not permit you to shed a single drop of blood. The word expressly are a pound of flesh. The words in the bond specifically are a pound of flesh. Take then thy bond, take thou thy pound of flesh. So you may therefore take your pound of flesh which has been specified in the bond. But in the cutting of it, if thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, thy land and goods are by the law of Venice confiscate unto the state of Venice. This is a but. In the course of cutting your flesh, you must not shed any blood. If you shed one single drop of the blood of a Christian, Antonio, your land, your property are by the law of Venice confiscate. In accordance with the law of Venice, your land, your property, everything will be seized by the state of Venice. Gratian, O upright judge, mark you, O learned judge. Now Gratian, he is teasing Shylock now. So, O honest judge, listen, Jew, take note. We have here a learned judge. Shylock, is that the law? Shylock, speaking to Portia, does the law say? Portia, thyself shalt see the act. For as thou urgest the justice, be assured thou shalt have justice more than thou desirest. So yes, you can see the act with your own eyes. Act here means law. Okay. So you yourself can see the act. as thou urgest justice, as you have been insisting upon justice, you may be assured that you shall have justice more than thou desirest, and you shall have it to an even greater extent than you wish to have. जितना आपका डिज़ायर था उससे भी ज़्यादा जस्टिस आपको मिलेगा हुए. Gratiano, oh learned judge, mark you, a learned judge. Again, Gratiano teasing Shylock by repeating his word. थोड़ी पहले Shylock बोला था learned judge. Gratiano teasing him. Oh honest judge, take note, you. We have a learned judge here. Shylock, I take this offer then. Pay the bond price and let the Christian go. Shylock said, okay, in that case, I take this offer. I am willing to accept the alternative offer. Let me have 3 times the amount due to me and let the Christian go. Now Bassanio stood up. He is ready. Here's the money to give thee. Portia, soft. The Jew shall have all justice. Soft. No haste. He shall have nothing but the penalty. Now Portia said, wait, soft. The Jew shall have all justice. The Jew shall have all the justice that is his due. Wait, no haste. Do not be in hurry. He shall have nothing but the penalty. The Jew shall have only the penalty, which is the pound of Antonio's flesh. He shall get nothing else except this penalty. Gratiano, O Jew, and upright judge, O learned judge. Gratiano, happy, extremely happy, teasing Shylock. O Jew, and upright judge, O Jew, pay attention to the judge Shylock. We are having an honest judge, a learned judge. Portia, therefore prepare thee to cut off the flesh. Portia said to Shylock, therefore get ready to cut off the flesh. Shed thou no blood, but you must not shed any blood. Nor cut thou less nor more, but just a pound of flesh. And you must not cut off less or more than an exact pound of flesh. The flesh you will cut, it should be exactly 1 pound. Be it but so much as make it light or heavy in the substance of the division of the 20th part of one poor scruple. Nay, if the scale do turn, but in the estimation of a hair, thou diest, and all thy goods are confiscated. She said that if you take more or less than an exact pound, be it but so much as it make a light or heavy in the substance or the division of the 20th part of one poor scruple. Scruple is a very small unit of weight. Take out 20 grains. Here, do not cut more or less. Not even to the unit of scruple. Nay, if the scale do turn, burn the estimation of hair, and if it is estimated that one side of the scale varies from the other by as much as a hair spread, अगर स्केल का दूसरा साइड एक बाल के वजन के बराबर भी अनइवन हुआ, thou diest, and all thy goods are confiscated. Okay, got it? What she is saying? She says that if it happened, all your possessions would be seized by the state, and you will be sentenced to death. That would be your punishment. Even if the excess or deficiency, be it but so, make it light or heavy. Light means deficiency, heavy means excess. Clear? Even if the excess or deficiency is a fraction of the 20th part of the one little grain, or equal in a weight to a single hair, then you will be sentenced to death and your property would be confiscated. That would be your punishment. Even if the flesh cut off by you is heavier or lighter than 1 pound, even by the smallest quantity, and even if the balance show a difference equal to the weight of a single human hair. Keep in mind, the pound of flesh that you cut, it should be exactly a pound. Gratian, a second Daniel, Jew, not infidel, I have thee on the head. Now again, so no Jew. The judge is another Daniel. Earlier, Shylock called Portia Daniel, so he's teasing him. So the judge is another Daniel. The judge is an honest and honorable, as your prophet Daniel was. Now Jew, you are a follower of a false religion, infidel, non-believer, who does not believe in Christian faith. So you are a follower of false religion. I have you in my grip now. Portia, why doth the Jew pause? Take thy forfeiture. Why are you hesitating, Shylock? Go. Take the penalty which is due to you. Shylock, give me my principal and let me go. At least give me my principal amount. Now Shylock was hopeless. The conditions that Portia has put, he could not fulfill them. So, okay, now do one thing. Give me my principal amount. Give me my 3,000 ducats and let me go. Bassanio, I have it ready for thee. Let me go. Here it is. Now Bassanio, he is eager to save the life of his friend. Anyhow, you want to save his friend. So he said, I have the money ready with me. Here it is. Portia, he hath refused it in the open court. He shall have merely justice and his bond. Portia, wait. The Jew has refused the offer of money in the open court, and now he shall have only justice and the penalty that is specified in the bond. Gratian, a Daniel, still say I, a second Daniel. Gratian, I again say that the judge is another Daniel. The judge is truly a second Daniel. I thank thee, Jew, for teaching me that word. Jew, Shylock, I am very thankful to you for teaching me that word. I am thankful to you for having acquainted me, for telling me the name of the great biblical judge, for telling me this name. Yeah, I thank you. Shylock, shall I not have barely my principal? No, Shylock is extremely helpless. He couldn't do anything. Shall I not get merely the principal amount which I lent to the merchant? Portia, thou shalt have nothing but the forfeiture, to be so taken at thy peril. Peril means dangers. Now you shall have nothing except the penalty, to be taken at thy peril, and even the penalty has to be taken by you at your own risk. The pound of flesh has to be cut by you in accordance with the condition already pronounced by me. So you have to take it at your own risk. Shylock, why? Then the devil give him good of it. I stay no longer question. Shylock said, well then, let him keep the money. Also in the name of devil, I will no longer stay here to argue the matter. Portia, tarry, Jew. The law hath another hold on you. She said, wait, Jew. You are in the grip of the law in another way also. You are a criminal in another way also. It is intact in the laws of Venice. If it is proved to be against an alien that by direct or indirect attempts he seeks the life of any citizen, the party against the which he doth contrive shall seize 1/2 of his goods. It is intact in the laws of Venice. It is decreed, it is written. According to the law in force of Venice, if it is proved against an alien, okay, according to the laws of Venice, if a foreigner living here is liable to certain penalties, Clear? If it is proof that a foreigner, if by direct or indirect means he tries to take a Venetian citizen's life, either by direct way or by indirect way. Clear? The party against the which he doth contrive shall seize one half of his goods. If it is proved that a foreigner has tried to kill any citizens of Venice, clear, by direct or indirect way, the person against whom the foreigner plotted, to whom he tried to kill, would be entitled to seize one half of the property of the foreigner. So one half of the property of that foreigner will be given to the person against whom he conspired. The other half come to the privy coffer to the state, and the other half part of the property or the foreigner's property would come to the private treasury to the state. And the offender's life lies in the mercy of the Duke only against all otherwise. And the life of the foreigner, offending foreigner, who had employed such scheme, the life of that foreigner would depend on the mercy of the Duke only. Clear? And the foreigner have no right to appeal against the Duke decision. This is mentioned in the law of Venice. In which predicament, difficult situation, in which predicament I say thou standest. Now you are in that difficult situation. Yeah? For it appears by manifest proceeding that indirectly and directly too, thou have contrived against the very life of the defendant. And now you are in that difficult situation, Shylock. Right? Because it appears that you have plotted against the very life, you have plotted against the life of the defendant, you have plotted against the life of Antonio. You have tried to take his life by an obvious device, clear, indirectly and even directly. So the charges are proved against you. And thou hast incurred the danger formerly by me rehearsed. Down therefore and beg mercy of the Jews. And thus you have rendered yourself liable to the punishment already specified by me. जो punishment में specify किया, what punishment? That half of your property will be given to the person against whom you contrive, and half of your property will be given to the state, and your life depends on the mercy of the Duke. So you are liable to the punishment that I have already specified. Down therefore beg mercy of the Duke. So as your life now depends upon the Duke, go down on your knees and beg mercy of the Duke. Gratiano, beg that thou mayest have leave to hang thyself. Now Gratiano said, beg the Duke's permission to hang yourself. And yet thy wealth being forfeit to the state, thou hast not left the value of a court. Therefore thou must be hanged at the state's charge. But then you have no money to buy a rope to hang yourself, because your wealth has been fortified by the state. क्योंकि आपका पैसा तो सारा स्टेट में जमा हो गया, अब आपके पास रोप खरीदने के लिए भी पैसे नहीं है. So being penniless now, you are moneyless now, you must be hanged at the expense of the state. So children, revise it till here. The rest I will send you later. Thank you.